for everybody, Ao is basically the guard.
Mm-hmm.
She's like she goes and she escorts people.
Bounty hunter.
Wakanda. Yeah. She's the one that was with T'Chaka during the Sokovia Accords, and then she went with. I'm trying to think. She's a high ranking member of the tribe, basically.
Well, we also heard, I believe, earlier in that episode, Sam, I think, said, do you think Wakanda is going to forget? Or correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm mixing up who said it. But they made mention of Wakanda earlier in that episode, which, again, is a little bit of foreshadowing because, well, we get that connection because, well, you know what? That's why Zemo was in prison. Because he did what he did. I mean, people forget, hey, he's got some good dance moves, but this guy, he was a terrorist. He killed the king. So, so again, it's going to be. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen because there's going to be a connection. We know there's a second Black Panther movie coming. So all of a sudden that opens up the doors, and that's why that's why it's so fun to discuss this stuff because there's so much more that could. I mean, just these little details can spur an entire different storyline. These little setups here and there. It's important to the story at hand, but it's also important to the greater good of the story. So it makes sense. They're coming to take him back, right? there's no other explanation.
I would love a Zemo power broker reveal leading into him being the main villain of Black Panther 2.
That would be great.
That'd be awesome.
See, now I'm starting to think that maybe it is Zemo.
maybe it is
him. But
maybe it is him. But yeah, no, I think and I think it's leading to Zemo. It's leading to Black Panther 2. I think probably because these TV shows are still MCU and they're still setting up for the future. We saw that with WandaVision.
Yep.
Setting up for the future, setting up for
which is
Doctor
smart.
Strange.
Which is smart.
Yes. Make these TV shows matter.
They're basically long infomercials, but really entertaining and fun infomercials.
Yes, really, yeah. And I think bringing them in solidifies that we're gonna see Bucky take up the White Wolf moniker and be a big part of the next Black Panther movie.
Well, and that's why too. This kind of goes back to sometimes we overcomplicate our analysis of these things when it's like sometimes the obvious solution is the best, and with such a short, runtime relative to normal television shows, you don't really have a lot of time to have so many twists and turns where it's like, wait a minute, what just happened? It's only been 6 episodes. I have no idea what's going on. So yeah, I mean, the smart thing is extend this, make it lay a great foundation. So by the time, I mean, obviously people are going to be hyped for Black Panther 2 to begin with, but also having that, re-energized energy, I guess, when it comes to going out and seeing these movies. Because yeah, I mean, you gotta figure, like, there's been a lot of last movies of runs. Endgame obviously put a bow on a massive storyline that had come together over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
But they've somehow managed in a very quick amount of time, very short period of time, re-energize a fan base with a whole new generation of that, which is impressive in and of itself because, we talk about these things like, restarted the show saying, oh, of course these shows are going to be great. Well, it's not easy to make a great show, but it kind of speaks to how good and how comfortable they are within this universe to tell these stories because, fans like we are and fans like hopefully the listeners are out there are going to be able to draw these connections, even these subtle little details, be like, wow, yeah, that's right. This was the groundwork for this was laid in Civil War, which was 8 years ago now. So it's like this whole intricate storyline that I think sometimes we take a little bit for granted because we always assume it's going to be good. But I think they're doing something very unique and is kind of, it could potentially start a trend. I mean, obviously, streaming is up across the board with anything. I mean, it's been like that for years now, but to create these universes and these massive franchises and obviously propel them through theaters and movies, But on top of that, through complementary series, I think is a pretty unique thing to do, and really hasn't been done outside of maybe TV show adaptations into movies. But even then, I don't really count that. I'm thinking of these series as kind of like vessels, like to continue the growth of the franchise, and I think they've done a fantastic job, which makes me obviously psyched for these last 3 episodes, but also for things like Loki, which, again, right after this, you talk about, oh, well, now we got another series to look forward to. So, what do you see in the next 3 episodes? What are your just overall, I guess, I don't want to say hard predictions, but what do you foresee happening? I mean, other than what we've already talked about here, just kind of a general, like, how do you see them, what direction do you see them going? And, we've kind of already touched on what we think it's setting up. But are you gonna land on someone specific to be the antagonist here, the bad guy, or is it just kind of open to whatever they feel like doing over the next couple episodes?
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think we gotta wrap up the Flag Smashers.
Yep.
And Carly. We gotta who and Carly's starting to lose it too. We're just having a lot of people being pushed to the edge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely has to, like, it's not all going to get resolved because there are so many things coming to a boiling point that it will be hard to wrap up in 3 episodes. There's so much going on. There's so much that has to be addressed. And we basically have like 3 villains setting up. The Power Broker, Flag Smashers, and then Captain Discount.
Yeah, Captain Discount. There we go. I like that, Captain Discount. And look, this is not a knock on the actor. We love the actor.
I love Wyatt Russell.
He's been fantastic,
and he's killing it.
Yeah,
he's killing it at John Walker, because you can see, like, every interaction we have, you can see him start to crack a little bit more, and then. Mm-hmm. And I don't really blame him on snapping on that dude that spit on him, because it's hard not to. But it's just one of those things that's like, you're Captain America. You have to hold it together.
Well, and I think that right there is kind of showing some of the, some subtle, some more than subtle differences between him and Steve Rogers, who, Steve Rogers would have never done that. You know what I mean? Like,
he would have never, like, pulled rant. He was like, you know who I am?
Yeah.
He doesn't really know what it means to
language.
Be.
He would have never. Yeah. I think he dropped an F-bomb in there too. So
probably, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Steve would ever do that. So, but yeah, no, we love what he's been doing on the screen and how he's been playing this character, because again, it's kind of the overarching theme, because we talk about all these people cracking, and Bucky might be the most emotionally unstable guy of them all. And to me, I feel like he's just he's too calm for my liking. He's too, like, he seems too well adjusted.
He knows something.
Yeah, he knows something. He's up to something, or he's right at the edge and ready to snap one way or the other. And we've seen them poke and prod him to revisit that past. Zemo's really been getting into it, and Sam even said, like, look, Zemo's going to get into people's heads, and more than most, and he didn't mean it as offense, but, like, look, I mean, you used to be very easily manipulated by several key phrases, which would basically tell you to go commit mass murder and whatever. I mean, trust me, if someone's about ready to snap on a moment's notice, it's probably Bucky. So, it's going to be interesting how they pack these last 3 episodes. I believe this past episode was, I don't know if it was meant to say it was the longest running yet or the longest running of the series, but I believe it.
I hope the longest running yet.
Yeah, I hope so too, because I feel like just a 30-minute quote unquote block over the next 3 episodes. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get all this information in. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'll have to check the. They might actually. Well, it's actually not on cable. See, that's what you used to do back in the day. Is like, or if it's on cable, you zoom ahead for a week, check the runtime, be like, oh, okay, we got some link to this episode. I don't know if they said anything about this upcoming one or not, but we will certainly.
It was week to week for WandaVision.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I was one of the fools that fell for the last 3 episodes were going to be like an hour long, and I believe
that's what he told us.
Yeah, well, that exactly. So I didn't find that out until the first of those 3 episodes only lasted 30 minutes, and I was sitting here saying like, wait a minute, wait, what? So. Hey, I could have used 3 hour-long episodes of WandaVision. I would have enjoyed that. So,
it's gonna be. Let's see, the next episode, 54 minutes.
Oh, okay, all right,
including the 25 minute credits. So
yeah.
It's really gonna be about 14 minutes of screen time, and the rest is gonna be credits.
It's like, yeah, we got this 52-minute runtime with 25 minutes of build-up. 5 minutes of end credits that just seem to go on literally forever.
Yeah. But I'll say one last thing before we go. Leading into Black Panther 2, I will say I'm gonna be a blobbering mess the next time Chadwick Boseman is on my screen.
Yeah, because
I just watched Black Panther last night, and I was very close to breaking.
Oh man, yeah. So at some point. In the movie, and obviously you would imagine post or pre-credit, there's going to be some obviously outside of character mentioned to him, but I'm sure the character itself is going to be at some point. Yeah, I'm hoping to see it in theater. I'm hoping that'll be a theater movie. I don't know. At that point, they might stop releasing it on Disney Plus as well, but because that's July, I think 2022, something like that. Mm-hmm. So.
I'm just happy I got to see Endgame in theaters. That was a whole experience.
See, I'm hoping, and I know some people have asked for it, but when we get closer to more theaters opening up to more regular schedules, maybe they re-release it. And what? I would definitely go see it as many times as humanly possible because it's just that much fun. So, what's very fun though, and what's very evident. After these 40 some odd minutes, we got a long list of things that we're going to have to talk about on this podcast over various episodes, and the least of which, the most of which might be Captain Marvel, because again, you might be the only one that I know that shares the same feelings I do about the movie. So, Dylan, this has been great. It's been fantastic to have this episode finally drop. It's been nice to. I guess not talk about sports. I didn't mention sports at all until right now, actually. And
you ruined it.
I ruined it. You ruined it. I apologize.
Everyone, my closing thoughts, my closing words is going to be: everyone go watch Invincible on Amazon Prime.
You know what? I think we're going to do that. I got a Sunday worth of nothing to do, so that.
Oh, you haven't watched it yet?
No, I have not.
Oh my god! I know. Please do. Please go watch.
I got the big screen. I got the big screen up. I might have to break that out today. It's rainy. It's cold down here in Florida. So, Dylan, let them know where they can follow you on Twitter.
You can follow me on Twitter at Dilly Sanders, like the Bud Light commercial.
Nice, I like it. And of course, you can follow this website at Binge Corner. That's right. I'm not going to mention the other website at Binge Corner. And of course, go to bingecorner.com and you can follow me on Twitter at IGLEN31. Stay tuned a little bit later in the week. We're going to bring on Pat Lane. We're going to bring on Thomas Murphy, and we are going to talk. Yes, that's right. Godzilla and King Kong, and something that might get Dylan's interest. We're going to give our Mount Rushmore of comic book movies. That's right. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. Look forward to it on Apple, Google, all those great podcast platforms. We'll talk to you then.